Hey guys, how's it going? Concept Reviews, and I'm making a video, and I'm not going to attack this guy personally. I'm just going to debunk his philosophy. His name is OrCave Gaming, and how this all started and why I'm making this video is that, and I'll show Altex the screenshot of it, is that I basically was watching reasons why Hitman Blood Money was better than Hitman Absolution. And I found his comment where he said Hit Absolution was better because it looks better and plays better. It's because it's newer. It's the reason why to him Absolution was better. Now I disagree with the whole philosophy of him saying new is always better. Hell no. No. I could give multiple examples, which I will do, on older games that surpass newer games in terms of mainly in the same franchise as well. But all because and you had the audacity to say that story doesn't matter in newer or older. No, no, I wanted to debunk that as well. And also, I don't want you guys to go and attack this guy. Don't go to his channel and spam hate. He's actually a bigger YouTuber than I am. He has like 8.1 thousand subscribers, so I know I'm going to get some hate from his fans, and that's fine. I'm just making this video explaining why I think that's kind of wrong in my personal opinion. I'm not saying he's wrong factually. I'm just saying, in my personal opinion, newer doesn't always mean better. So let's look at some examples of older being better than newer. Now, I'm not saying all older games are better than newer games. No, there are newer games I love. Examples are being Red Dead Redemption 2, Cyberpunk 2077, the new Hitman trilogy, Hitman 2016, Hitman 2, and Hitman 3. I loved Zombie Army Trilogy, Zombie Army 4, Dead War. I love newer games. Doom Eternal, Doom. But there are newer games that fucking piss me off. And, compared to their counterparts, is I want to focus on games that were in the same franchise. Because that's where he was going at, is that, newer games are better. He was doing this in a Hitman Blood Money versus Hitman Absolution video. So, Hitman Blood Money and Hitman Absolution are two completely different games, for worse. Blood Money felt more like a Hitman game, while Absolution just felt like a Hitman action movie that didn't rely on the things that made Hitman Hitman. The biggest flaw for me about Absolution was that they removed the huge scope maps and replaced them with kind of smaller linear maps, which that's not Hitman. If you played the new trilogy, and yes, I will say, in this case, newer is better, but it's not because of how the game looks or how the game plays. No, it's because it's a fucking Hitman game. The new trilogy is those are Hitman games. Hitman 2016, Hitman 2, and Hitman 3, those are real Hitman games. Hitman Absolution was just some weird creation because they were scared that people weren't into Hitman no more. They changed it to appeal to a wider audience. Don't do that. That's the reason why people say Blood Money is better. Yes, Blood Money may not look as good or play as good, but it doesn't mean it's worse compared to Absolution. Hitman Blood Money had bigger maps than Absolution. Explain to me how Blood Money, a game that came out in 2006, had bigger maps than a game that came out years later. 4 years later to be exact. Explain that. It's because they were trying to appeal to a much wider audience. And that's why the game didn't do well. Yes, like I said, the game was visually impressive for the time. Yes, the gunplay was good. But I'd rather go back and play Blood Money on the 360. Why? Because Blood Money felt like a fucking Hitman game. And they removed key features from Blood Money. They just didn't put into Absolution. This is why I don't really count Hitman Absolution as a Hitman game. It's more of a action third-person shooter game. It's not really a Hitman game. If you want to talk about Hitman games, the new trilogies are Hitman games. The original ones, besides Absolution, those are Hitman games, not Absolution. All because the game looks better doesn't always mean it's better. Another good example is The Last of Us Part 2. Oh my god, I can go on a rant about this game. Yes, Last of Us Part 2 definitely looks better than Last of Us Part 1. Oh my god, leagues better. The game is visually stunning. The graphics, the details, everything about this game just screams, high budget. The gameplay is so fucking brutal, right? It's so brutal. But what made this game fail with fans is the one thing you said that didn't matter, and it did matter in the end. The story was absolute dog shit compared to its original Last of Us Part 1 game back on the PS3. See, Last of Us 1 had a beautiful story, well written, very professionally executed in terms of its writing. It also had great visuals for that time and gameplay to boot. Yes, Last of Us Part 2 does have outstanding graphics and amazing gameplay. That doesn't mean it's better. In fact, the reason why the game failed is because Neil Druckmann decided to go full agenda pushing SJW and ruin characters that we come to know and love. I don't want to play a game. Yes, I may have fun with it, with the gameplay, but I'm not going to go back and play through it because I have to play through the bullshit story. Newer doesn't always mean better. Let's look at another one. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas and Grand Theft Auto 5. This is going to be a very controversial one. San Andreas is beloved by many GTA fans. Why? Because it added a lot of new features. You can go eat food and get fat. You can not eat food and get super anorexic skinny. You can work out and get buff. Depending on how fat you are, you can get fucking ripped if you go to the gym constantly. There was actual RPG mechanics that made you feel like you were CJ. There was a ton of car customizations in that game. Yes, San Andreas was awesome. GTA 5 removed a lot of those features. In fact, GTA 4 also removed a lot of features. But in terms of GTA 5, yes, the game looks better, it plays better. Doesn't mean it's better. I actually prefer San Andreas over 5. San Andreas is just more fun to play. There was an actual date system in the game where you could date other people. There was, again, where you could work out, get ripped. It was just awesome. The story in San Andreas to me was way better than 5. 5 has a good story, yes, but San Andreas did it way better. And that's why people are wanting another Grand Theft Auto like San Andreas, because San Andreas was a way better. It's the best GTA game to come out. I think a lot of GTA fans can actually agree with me with that probably. San Andreas was a way better game than GTA 4 and GTA 5. Now to the last example I'm going to give, and this is probably going to be the major one to RPG fans. Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 4. Now, I love both games. I'm actually playing Fallout 4 right now, but Fallout New Vegas was structurally a better game than Fallout 4. Let's be honest, in terms of a Fallout game. Yes, Fallout 4 may be graphically better and gameplay better, but the story wasn't all that good. The story was actually weak. And this game is dismissed by this and Fallout 76 are dismissed by Fallout fans for not being Fallout because it's not an RPG. They are honestly, I think 76 is more of an RPG than 4 at this point. 4 is just a first-person shooter or a third-person shooter depending on how you play under the skin of Fallout. New Vegas was an actual proper RPG with a full-on karma system and way better perk system. Your decisions actually fucking mattered and impacted the game. While New Vegas isn't visually better, or or gameplay-wise better, it's still a better RPG and better Fallout game than Fallout 4. What I'm saying is, all because a game is newer doesn't mean it's better automatically. And that's where I'm coming from. OrCave Gaming, I hope this helped you understand why I feel the way I feel about your stance on it. I didn't make this video to attack you. I just made this video explaining my point. So, hope all of you have a good day. I'll see you guys on my next video.